Yeah. Yep. Quality control matters
Mm.
for sure, especially at higher levels, right? Executives don't drive average cars usually. Nothing wrong with an executive driving an
Mm.
average car. It might show a certain level of sensibility, but yeah, you don't. Nobody wants a gift that's average quality,
Right.
right? Nobody wants a gift that's average quality. You don't want something that it looks like that not much care and effort went um, into making it.
Mm.
Really, you don't. And the size of the logo is really, really interesting because you can see the simple marketing perspective, which is, oh, big logo, more people will see the logo. However, you don't really put big logos on clothes, especially unknown, sort of unknown brands to a
Mm.
certain extent, and it shows a certain level of fear. Actually, putting a big logo on is a fear that people won't see the smaller logo. So, oh, they
Mm.
won't see it if it's small, so let's make it bigger. Um, as if making it bigger is going to make it better. Um, like the the extra large hamburger is better than go big, which is a really
Mm.
primitive way of looking at things. Big can be nice, but it's really quality that matters at the end of the day. And eventually, everybody looks for quality. Maybe at the beginning you're happy to get something. You know, the monkey is happy to get a peanut, right?
Mm.
The seal is happy to get a fish, right? At the beginning, you're happy to get anything. Oh, a pencil, thank you,
Mm.
right? But but over time, we expect things to get better. We expect improvements. We expect, I relate a lot of stuff to video games naturally.
Mm.
You expect the video games to get better, not worse. You expect them to become slightly more difficult, slightly more complex. You expect more thought to go into the puzzles that you have to solve within them. If it goes in the other direction, um, well, you've got the genre called retro, and you can throw it into sort of that genre, but retro is obviously not the way forward unless you run out of ideas. So we we do look for quality in everything and things to get better. And if it doesn't, we tend to get bored very quickly and we move on to
Mm.
other things. Um, Clothing, like anything else, is part of a technology
Mm.
now. So the same way we expect our computers to run faster and maybe people to run faster. Thinking about golf. I'm just thinking about golf because I'm in Scotland and I was jogging past a golf course earlier today, and the golfers expect there to be upgrades in sort of technology every year, better clubs or better balls or just something to improve the the quality of their experience, the quality of their game. Although although playing golf in Scotland is is a bit mad anyway, as it's always windy and almost always rainy. Um, so so that's a bit of a bit of a bit of an adventure hobby in this part of the world. Not really for relaxation. In other parts of the world, people will play golf as, oh, this is what I do to relax. But you can't do that. You can't do
Mm.
that here. You have to sort of lean into the storm as you play. So yeah, the quality of stuff does matter. When one of my clients was working in Red Bull, and Red Bull are famous for giving away like everything.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I would get lots of gifts from Red Bull, and I would say it was all quality, right? I would say that their gifts were they've definitely got stuff on different levels, but their clothing is really really high level, really good quality stuff. Yeah, I still have some of that stuff today, actually. Yeah, there should be an understanding from the marketing department that things need to be better, and if, as you say, this hasn't happened, then it's a question why. Like the first answer is always, well, you're saving money, and yeah, are you? I don't know. I mean, there's always that conflict between saving money and making money, and is it better to save money or make money? And um, for a longer period of time in the past, I always looked at the principle of saving money as being a good idea. But the more I speak with more people in business, they tend to fall on the other side and say, you, before you can before you can even think about saving money, you have to make money. And no, that requires investment, and an investment. It's also an investment in your future. If you make a big investment in your clothes, it's sort of like a statement like, I want this to be successful. It's not. It's saying I don't want to be average. I want to be something which is more than average. And it's really interesting when you compare people's personal lives with their business life as well. Very often people want better in their personal life than they do in their business life, and that doesn't make much sense to me, because your business life obviously fuels your personal life, right? So it's got to make some kind of sense to have much more quality, and eventually people get attracted to quality. Eventually all that's left is the best. Eventually everything else fades away, everything else dies, everything else moves to the side, and what's left is the best. And if you let's take another example, the process of production of whiskey. There's extreme quality control.
Yes.
On the process of production of whiskey. It's like the individual grains of crop that the whiskey is created from are inspected and opened and checked by hand. The water is purified x many times and always tested and checked. So there's extreme quality control in those processes, and this is what allows them to market a higher level product. Whether or not it is a higher level product is questionable, but they put the effort into making it like that. A lot of the distilleries in this part of the world have taken the last year of problems as a period of time to invest in buildings, and either buildings such as warehouses for the expansion of their businesses, or visitor centers, for example. So their thinking is that, yes, we have a problem now, but this problem is downtime where a lot of things are not going to conflict because there's just not a lot happening in certain areas. So they're taking the long-term strategy, which I think is a good strategy, of let's build something that we know that we're going to use in 10 years or 15 years down the line. And so we have opening. Some have already opened and some will open a lot of new whiskey visitor centres in Scotland right now, even though there are limitations on numbers and traveling and all those other elements. If people are, they're forward thinking. They're not just sitting and waiting. And money that's not moving is dead money anyway, right? Any money sitting in one place is just losing its value. And unless you've got gold or silver or some precious metal or something like that, but any other currency is just continually devaluing. So the best thing that you can do is transform it into something else. Property perhaps is a worthwhile investment, perhaps. There's ups and downs and cycles on the market. Or just to buy something that you can use, because practicality matters. Buy something that allows you to do something is always a pretty useful process. It's also, talking about hoodies, it's also interesting that a lot of the trends in cultures comes from the kids and what the kids are attracted towards, or to whatever is marketed to the kids first. And you're talking about the hoodie. The hoodie was a gangland rap clothing, right? If you wore the only people, like 15, 20 years ago, the only people wearing hoodies were rappers in the hood.
Yes.
And then the kids who followed the rappers in the hood wore them, and then gradually they became more accepted throughout culture as more and more icons were persuaded to wear them, and people copied what other people did. And now it's quite common, and adults see it as quite practical as well. It's like, oh, it's a hoodie, it's comfortable, it's casual, it's I can wear it for the garden. Yeah, like I can wear it anywhere. And it's interesting how. So smart, yeah, you expect the person to look smart. Yeah, you expect the person to have, you expect, well, you get, there's lines and you can vary it from different places, but you make a bigger impact by looking more professional. Says me. Yeah, says me, who makes no effort to look professional at all, because I just don't really care about that. I have worn a suit many times in my life, thousands of times, in fact. But the last time was probably about 4, 5, 6. I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. No. It's crazy. But then it depends on the society of people that you belong to. If you're visiting the Queen, perhaps you will wear something different. Perhaps depends on your job as well. If you're some people are expected to wear top line designer tailored clothes on a daily basis. If you are, who's that actor? Who's the actor that plays James Bond? Daniel Craig. Yeah. He's always, because he plays James Bond, he's always expected to look perfect. He's always expected to be wearing the finest clothes, the best suits, always, all the time. And if you if you do like a Google search, just see pictures of him, he'll always look absolutely fantastic. I'm sure at home he's just like the rest of us. Yeah, except he's got bigger muscles. But you know, for his job, he has to dress well and good and good and good. Why not? Sets a good example. We don't want to go back into the past. We don't want to go back to wearing shoes with no socks, right? We don't want to go back to the no underwear period, right? We don't want to get his clothes have a certain level of practicality for sure. So yeah, there's a lot of companies that did find the balance hard. So, because there's a lot of marketing from the Facebook and the Google about relaxed environments and working, but in a casual sense. But these are the clean office companies. I reckon that's a small percentage, like 20-25%, right? There's probably 75% of jobs are dirty jobs. So there's a lot of marketing about from companies where people can be smart and look nice and dress clean, but around 75% of jobs are not clean jobs. You get dirty. You get dirty picking up the rubbish. You get dirty going around the warehouse. Yeah. You get dirty fixing cars. Yeah. You get dirty sweeping up the shops or working in the shops or moving the boxes or whatever. You get dirty delivering parcels and packages and stuff. So in most jobs we can you can expect a certain level of that. And if you have kids, everything is dirty all of the time. And that's just the way that it is.